Judea is a very dangerous place for Jesus to be in, because all the Jews are trying to stone him for doing miracles on the Sabbath and declaring himself to be God, and according to them he's blaspheming. So his disciples said unto him, Master, the Jews of late sought to stone thee, and goest thou thither again? Why do you want to go there again? I mean, you know that your life is being threatened by these Jews. Why go? And Jesus answered, and he said unto them, Are there not 12 hours in a day? If a man walk in the day, he stumble not, but because he seeth the light of this world. Now, but if a man walk in the night, he stumble because there is no light in him. Now, I want you to watch. Let's examine these two verses in light of Jesus being the light of the world. Jesus said in John 8:12, I am the light of the world. Now, let's examine it. He says, are there not 12 hours in a day? Yes, there are 12 hours in a day. The day is divided into night and into day. He is saying, if a man walk in the day, then he will not stumble, because he seeth the light of the world. Now, Jesus is the light of the world. If a man walks in the light, if he walks in Jesus, then he won't stumble, because he would be walking in the light. The Word, again, also is the light. So if you walk in Jesus, then you won't stumble. But if you walk in the night, night is classified as death. If you walk in the night, you will stumble. Literally, you will even stumble. You see? Now, back in the previous chapter, Jesus mentioned that night cometh when no man can work. The day is here. Again, day refers to life, night refers to death. So he brings back the same type of statement here again, except he points it more to himself. You see, if he walks in the light, if he walks in Jesus, then he will not stumble. And now these things said he, and after that he said unto them, Our friend Lazarus is asleep, but I go that I may wake him out of his sleep. Now he's just saying this to them. Listen, Lazarus is now asleep. Now remember, he remained 2 days in the place where he was before he makes a move. Now he says, our friend Lazarus is asleep. Obviously the disciples also knew Lazarus, because wherever Jesus was, there also were the disciples, and they were all friends. Now, then said his disciples, Lord, if he sleeps, he will do well. Now if the man is asleep, he'll get his rest, he'll build some strength, and he'll be okay in the end. Howbeit Jesus spake of his death, but they saw that he had spoken of taking a rest and sleep. Now sometimes the Bible does refer to us Christians as, here's a man that died, and the Bible would refer to those who sleep. Those who sleep mean that you're dead now. And you sleep because it makes reference to the fact that there is a resurrection coming. Now, if you're asleep, you'll get up. So when he says he's asleep, he really means he's dead. But he used the word sleep so that he can introduce the word resurrection. If you sleep, you will wake. And that's a fact, because Jesus is the one that's going to make him wake up. Now, here's what it says. Verse 14. Then said Jesus unto them plainly. You see, they didn't get it when he mentioned it. They just didn't get the fact that he was dead. So Jesus had to come straight out and tell them, listen, Lazarus is dead. He had to tell them, Lazarus is dead. Remember, when you keep your mind on the fact that they remained 2 days in that particular place. And he says, and I'm glad for your sakes that I was not there, to the intent ye may believe. Nevertheless, let us go unto him. Jesus is saying, listen, I'm really glad that I wasn't there. It's a great opportunity for you to see a great mighty miracle of God, that build your faith, and you'll truly understand even more that I am the Son of God, I did come from heaven. God is in fact in me and I'm in God. So this is what happens. Now, of course, we know that this takes time. The process of belief and understanding all of this, who Jesus really is, it's going to take time. Even for us today, it does take time. It's a process. And it was a great process for the disciples as well. Then said Thomas, which is called Didymus, unto his fellow disciples, let us also go, that we may die with him. He said, let us go, that we may also die with him. You see, now, and that was a very patriotic statement, you know. I mean, there was that love and, you know, that compassion. There was everything there. Let us go so that we would die with him. And the Bible says that then when Jesus came, he found that he had lain in the grave 4 days already. So now Jesus remained 2 days where he was, and when Jesus finally got there, the man was already dead 4 days. So it took Jesus 2 more days to get to that place, Bethany. Now Bethany was nigh unto Jerusalem, about 15 furlongs off, and many of the Jews came to Martha and to Mary to comfort them, you see, concerning their brother. Then Martha